How about your union? How many business agents do you think you have here? 21, 30? Probably about 21, 30. About 26? All right, so you got 26 business agents. $85,000 a year, give or take. Add that up. And a business agent who don't know your job. That's what tickles me. That's money right there. That's not including the board's money, which is, I don't care. Listen, you know what I used to tell my union? I don't care how much money you make. I don't care if you go away every weekend. When I'm in trouble, have your ass there ready to fight. And make sure you give me the best benefit, because even for the state police, we used to wonder, like, damn, why we got the most messed up dental plan? Well, the reason why is because we have an independent broker who you're going to meet, both of them. I don't control them. All I tell them is to bring me the best benefits that you can get. Your benefit providers get a commission. I'm just letting you know how it works. And I'm glad it's on you, I don't care. As a union, if you go to a provider and he gets a service, there's a commission charge. Well, what happened with the state police was the dental plan was so bad, but they would get such a kickback on the commission, they stay with it. Okay? And that's basically, now, you're with HealthPlex now, and I'm not going to down HealthPlex, but I do know this, because I know dentists who used to deal with HealthPlex. The problem you're going to run into with HealthPlex is, in the insurance business, HealthPlex has up to 6 months to pay for a visit. So if I go visit you, you're the dentist, and I give you my HealthPlex card, you file a claim, HealthPlex has up to 6 months to pay you. What happened was the dentist was like, yo, I'm not waiting 6 months to get paid. So they stopped taking them. NYPD used to have them. HealthPlex, they don't have them no more. There's a reason why. So I hope they've changed that, and it's a whole lot better. HealthPlex is better than what you had. Waiting for a form. But you still got to fill out a form. You didn't read through the fine print there. When you get to the dentist, you still got to fill out a form. So they still make you fill out a form, which is cool. It's okay. As long as you're able to go to the dentist. DP officers have an Aetna card. They can go to any dentist anywhere. So I thought it was really bad that, you know, it's a Friday, you call the union hall, they're closed, and you can't get this form, and you're in agony pain all weekend. Because you know what happens? And we all know, take a couple of Excedrins. By Monday, you feel a little better. You're not going to the dentist. Hey, it's one place we don't have to pay for. That's why it's called self-funded. Okay? We don't do self-funded on our dental plan. And what I mean by that, let me tell you what self-funded means. Self-funded means every time you go, you physically pay for that. When you pay, like with Aetna, he'll tell you, right, Drew? We pay a large amount every month, no matter whether you go to the dentist or not. But it works for us because there's no change, we know what we're paying, and they get the best service. Now, if we went to self-funded, we only pay when you go to the dentist. So, if I really want to make money as a union, I make sure that you don't go to the dentist, so I don't have to pay. And that's the problem. But we just wanted to make sure that our members had the best benefits and the best everything. And I know you heard a lot. Local 237 has been sending out pamphlets, cards, all this other stuff. That's your money, okay? Just so you know. Every time they make a mailing, they're spending $9,000, $10,000. Every time they send out stuff, bashing leeba. They don't talk about their union, what they're gonna do for you, whatever, okay? So I'm gonna answer the questions real quick. They told you I was alleged of killing, murder, drug deal, all this other good stuff. But let me explain something to you. That's how I define myself. State police, I was happy-go-lucky trooper, everything was fine, but I protected the members on the job. That was a big mouth. So, of course, and I'll say it, how do you bring down a black guy for state police real quick? He's a drug dealer. Come and talk. All right, now all the excerpts that you're seeing, that's all out of a lawsuit, which you're welcome to go read. You go online, Google me, and you pull it up. Okay? They tell you I lost my gun, I lose my gun. My gun was stolen. All right, put in a lockbox, fly to LA, they got stolen. That's what the state police use to conduct the investigation. Okay? All of a sudden, I committed 5 homicides in 4 different states. I was the biggest drug dealer in the Northeast, and my mother was cooking crack cocaine out of her house. It's all in the lawsuit. Okay, it's all there. You know, I laugh every time I see my mother, where's my money? You know, but
Where's my cut?
that's why my cut. But what happened was, that's when I learned how to fight. Because my union at the time told me, okay? He stood there and told me, the state police came to him and told him, stay out of our way. He's done, he's gonna get fired, you're just wasting your time and your money. And what did my union do? They stayed out of the way. I had to go hire my own attorney, which is Rich Meridown, who's the attorney here, who will get you your contract. He fought, beat the state police, Okay? I retired on a disability. The only state trooper to ever walk out the door without seeing a doctor. When I got before the state pension board, they were like, well, where's the doctor's notes from your job? This guy had their heart attacks, broken legs, and couldn't get 3/4 pension. But they gave me a 3/4 pension. That's how bad they wanted me off the job. But that was a big amount. I made trouble. And you're going to realize that even around here. That's why a lot of you are scared to speak up, because you know what happens. When you go against the system will go against you. Okay? I went against the system for the state police. There's a lot of things they did wrong, and let me tell you something. I have no fond memories of the state police. Trust me. Right? I feel sorry for you. Some of you ever got stopped by a trooper? Trust me. Okay? When you have all that power, you know they say absolute power corrupts absolute. You know, that's what it is. They don't answer to nobody but the government. And depending on who the governor is, you know, right now you're okay because Cuomo hates state police. Always did. His father did whatever. They didn't get their money until Pataki came in. And that's another thing too here that really pisses me off. This new administration is very progressive and very nice and very good. They really care for the working people. But you're not taking advantage of that. You took advantage of it basically because UFT was able to work a good deal for their members. And see, that's the way the city works, which is wrong. If you, I don't know if you read in the paper, Norman Seabrook was upset. Why we got to take this, you know, because he knows what's going to happen. But he's saying that deal was for UFT. Well, that's right. Their president is supposed to take care of their members, not anybody else's members. Okay? And you got to be careful on what you do. I give you an example as far as the union president, MTA. Okay? They didn't want to give up their unborn. MTA came to him and told him, listen, we need you to pay more into your, you remember the strike, right, they had? Well, they're supposed to pay into their medical. And he said no. But MTA didn't want that. All MTA said was, anybody hired after this date will have to pay into their medical. Everybody else was on the job will be grandfathered, and you will continue to receive free medical while you're working and free medical when you retire. Well, you all know what happened, right? He struck, went on strike. It came to an impasse. He went to an arbitrator, and guess what happened? The arbitrator said, everybody in the city pays for their medical but y'all. You will pay for your medical now too. So everybody at MTA now pays for their medical because he didn't want to give up his unborn. You know, and basically what I'm trying to say is your president is responsible for you now. Okay? And your leadership of Local 237 has not taken you anywhere where you need to be. 30 years should have been enough to get you where you needed to get to. And in 30 years he hasn't got you there yet, he's not going to get you there yet. Because first of all, there was never a vote for school safety to go into Local 237. They would just give it to him. The law enforcement. Gave it to him. Put you right here. Against your own will, you didn't even know about it. The city did it. Keep them buried, keep them locked up over there, and everything's cool. And everything's been cool. Just for that reason. And now that leeba's come along, they know once we get you out, you're going to get, they know, let me tell you, so you don't think the city don't know that you can get those things you want, but you got to ask for it. And the way they can keep you from asking for it is to keep your union from asking for it. Okay? And what we're going to do like uniform, we're going to go before arbitrator. We're going to have a couple of you guys come in, women, come in dressed in uniform, just like we did with DP. Right in front of the arbitrator. My shirt costs $34, $40, just like NYPD. My pants cost the same. Only thing that's different is the patch. Okay, you get a $1,000 polo now. He has to deal with the facts. He has to compare you. And that's what he has to do. As long as he compares you, you'll get what you want. Line of duty, in our arbitration award, he says if you're a first responder, you're entitled to line of duty. Now, some days you're first responders, some days you're not. Depends on how the city wants to work it, but you're first responders. You're the first at a scene. You're the first to have to act. And if you don't believe that, let something happen to a kid and you don't do nothing. See what happens to you. And you could be saying, well, they said I'm not a first responder. Oh, yes, you are. If something goes down, you're by law, you have to protect that child. So you're a first responder. You have to put yourself in harm's way. So if a kid pulls out a knife on another kid, what are you supposed to do? Sit there and go, hey, I ain't got no line of duty. I get hurt, I get stabbed. I'm going to collect workers' comp. Workers' comp, which is only a certain amount of money based on your salary. You won't even get the full 400. Some people don't. We have HRA people right now, 20%, we talked to the captain, 20% of HRA on public assistance. There should not be. You'll do a damn good job, and I'm glad you do it. You need to be paid, but that comes from the respect from yourself. You know how they say people treat you a certain way because you allow it. Because let me tell you something, sanitation, fire department, all of them, y'all may say why they always crying. But they're not crying, they just letting the city know, and they letting their bosses know that you're not gonna treat me like this. Whether they right or wrong. But they do rally together to do what they need to do. You know, if you had to walk out on a strike, then so be it. Listen, let me tell you something. NYPD, you didn't have to do that. You heard of the blue flu? Come on. DEP did it. I didn't know nothing about it. But the mayor called me up and go, how come the whole precinct called us sick? I don't know. I said, I don't know, maybe they're sick. The whole precinct? I don't know, maybe a bug went around. You know? Well, they better bring in doctor's notes. I said, they will. And let me tell you how the union stood behind them, even though we had nothing to do with it. Every member brought in a doctor's note. And what they did was they said, we want the originals. I said, you're not getting the originals. The originals will come to the union, and the union will send you copies of the originals. If you want the originals, call the doctors. I know the doctors ain't going to give it to them. But they stopped all of that. They were going to bring me up on charges. I said, for what? You made them, I didn't make them call out. Call out on their own. At some point, you and your career here have to realize I want more. You know, listen, I know a lot of people are scared of change, really. People are. They're scared of the unknown. Okay, and that's why Gregory Floyd, the first thing he said to you was, he didn't even tell you that we're a better union. First thing he said to you is you would lose your benefits. That's the first thing out of his mouth. Because that's the first thing every union does when you challenge to take their members. Oh, you lose your benefits. Because he didn't know what we had. And you know what? I think he didn't even know what kind of benefits we had. Because he never checked, he didn't care. But then he found out we had better benefits, he couldn't use that. Now he goes to a smear campaign, now he's going to smear me. I can take the heat. I can take the heat, I have no problem with that.
Did everybody here get those letters?
So, Drew's going to talk to you about your annuity fund, because to me, that's something that you should listen to very carefully and address.
I'm the guy in the rowboat.
I talked to, yeah, he's the rowboat guy.
She got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Officer, sergeant, and lieutenant, will that be separate or will that be all housed together?
Coming over, it'll be together because that's how the group comes. But we will petition DCAS, and I'm quite sure we'll know how it works. When you have sergeants, lieutenants, you have different title numbers. Okay? And that, because as you retire, that's how you retire under that title. You're no longer officer, you're a sergeant. You're no longer sergeant, you're a lieutenant. DCAS is the only agency in the city of New York that has authority to do that. That has to be petitioned, and we would petition that. Also to change your name. And, you probably haven't had a reevaluation since 1998 when you were formed. And what I mean by that is, say today we decide we want to start a new group of people. But what you have to do is go to DCAS and tell them, listen, I got A, B, C, and D, and they're going to be doing this, this, and that. The city then takes you and says, okay, well, let's see who else in the city does the same job. And that's how they compare you. They link you to somebody else. I know you read the paper where NYPD went to arbitration to get more money in the fire department, and Perk told them, you will forever be linked to the fire department. Whatever they get, you're going to get. So they have to compare you. But your job title has never been reviewed since 1998. We would ask for that. And what I mean by reviewed is, over the time, your job has changed. Even though the city will tell you, your union will tell you it hasn't, your job has changed. 9/11 changed it. Arms alert, you guys go on 12 hours. If there's lockdowns, there's things that you never did back then that you do now. That means your job has changed. And that's where we would go to DCAS for that.
My question is, Local 237 is in an election in the next 3 months. Will you be able to take us out in those 3 months?
We would have to.
Because once,
Yes.
but once, if suppose he wins, then what happens to us?
This is what's going to happen with this election coming up. Gregory Floyd right now is playing games with this MOA. As soon as the MOA is done, and we put in decertification, you go straight to an election. Now that depends on him. He's trying to push this as far as he can. So the answer to that is, you might be having an election and an election all at the same time. All right? Now one thing with this too is, the reason why that's a problem too is Gregory Floyd helped the HACPBA right now is trying to also take Health and Hospital out. They're leaving. All right? I formed HACPBA. I assisted them, I helped them with this because that was the only way to get them out. if Health and Hospital leaves Local 237, Greg can no longer hold his position as president of Local 237. Because he's no longer a member of Local 237.
That's,
So keeping these elections from happening is in his best interest, okay? Again, with the MOA, let me tell you what the MOA is. Memorandum of Agreement. That means I go to the city, I go to the commissioner, and I say, I accept your deal. That day I shake his hand, you sign an MOA. But that's not the day you ratify your contract, and that's not the day of your contract. So Gregory Floyd will not let anybody know when that MOA is. So what we've had to do with all the other groups is file every 30 days so that we don't miss that window. Because the last time I tried to take school safety out and Health and Hospital out, I went by the 30 days after the contract was signed, and it got dismissed because it was 30 days after the MOA. But of course, no one's gonna come and tell me when the MOA is signed. All right, so that's what you have there.
Yeah, someone is here from
DHS, thank you for coming.
so I'm trying to understand how you can help us.
You guys, for DHS, and anybody here who's part of that election, if you vote yes and you come out with leave, the first thing we're gonna do with you guys is you will not be part of this new contract. You will not be buying into this contract.
0011.
So that, this contract that's on the table, doesn't belong to you. The first thing we're gonna do is go to arbitration for you guys, definitely.
What can we expect to get?
Oh, you will get better benefits, of course, and we're gonna have to start asking for the things that you need. Your job title, and I'll be honest right now, definitely compared to correction detail.
No, okay. Do we have uniform status?
Yeah, you have uniform status, which means you can bargain for the things that NYPD has. But bargaining doesn't mean, bargaining, you got give and take. So you want, like I said, you want clothing allowance, $1,000, well, you're gonna have to give up some of your percentages to pay for it. You're gonna, anything that they give you that's police, like a police package, you're gonna pay for it.
But they're not in the pattern.
What will you do for us at 237?
Oh, well, one, I told you we would take your arbitration. Local 237 is not gonna take it over.
Arbitrate what?
Your job, all the things that you need to do your job, that you shouldn't have to pay for, that should be given to you, that's what we're gonna fight. That's what we did with DEP.
I have a question because I'm from DH also. I understand there's a vote coming up. Like contract wise, are you seeing a little arbitration because the city's not giving us what we want, or that's the reason why?
We would take you to arbitration because that contract that they give it to you, you don't want it. It doesn't affect you, doesn't give you what you want. Okay? Same thing with DEP. Listen, DEP was in the same position you were. As soon as we took them out, we went to the first meeting, the lady stood up and said, "You're not real cops." So the next meeting, we came back, I had 20 cops dressed up, I said, "Tell them they're not real cops." We went to arbitration, we got all the things that we would have had to pay for. Longevity, increments within rank, special assignment. DHS has a task force, they're not being paid for doing task force work. That's special assignment. Detectives, not being paid for doing detective work. Investigators, bike unit 2. Any specialized unit is called a special assignment. That's what arbitration will give you that. Longevity. How many of you here know what longevity is for NYPD? No, after 5 years. $5,639, or it's $5,369. Added automatically to your salary. Now, you tell me, what do you have to do to get longevity?
15 years.
No, 5 years. Just be there. No, what I'm saying is, all you have to do is be there. You're doing the same thing they're doing. I'm existing. That's what it's all about. After 10 years, you get another $1,000. After 15 years, you get another $1,000. So their longevity goes all the way up to 8,000 some change after 20 years on the job. Okay? Increments within rank. You got a sergeant that's been there for 15 years, you get a new babyface sergeant walk in the door and make the same amount of money. NYPD, now DP has increments now. NYPD is $10,000. Officer, that's another thing too. Your pay scale is way off. In NYPD, from officer to a sergeant, is automatic $10,000 job. And then once that sergeant gets in that rank, he has to do the same thing he did as an officer. First year sergeant, second year sergeant, third year sergeant, fourth year sergeant, fifth year sergeant. By the time he's his fifth year, he's making $10,000 more than when he started. So as a fifth year sergeant, he's making almost 20 grand more than an officer. How much more money you make here as a sergeant?
50%. A cup of coffee. 4,000. It's about 5,000 more than officer.
All right, let's do it like this. Divide that, 4,000. Divide that into 12 months after taxes, and you tell me, is that worth the hassle that they make you do? These are the things that arbitration will give you The city's not going to give you that.
Yeah, why would 237 not try to do the same thing
You asked me that. How long you been working?
since '02?
Okay? And you tell me, how come your union hasn't? Why haven't given it to you? Because they don't want to. They want to. As soon as I took over DP, their first contract, all the things I just mentioned, they had. Because I knew that's what they needed. And that's the first thing I asked for. That's another thing. Why would I sign a contract if I know it's not getting you what you want? Oh, I know what he's doing. Oh, he's suing. I'm going to sign the contract, tell you you're underpaid, and then I'm going to sue, say, oh, they're underpaid. So why am I signing the contract? He has no choice to sign the contract, because that's what he's giving, all 20,000 of you, that's what he's getting. He can't separate you out. That's another thing, too, before you go before arbitrator. You can't take an elevator worker, and a school safety officer and stand before arbitrator. Not gonna happen. You gotta go with the union. So that's why you have to be separated, okay? And that is the difference. And that is the question, you raised the best question. You've been here since 2002, and he's never asked for this stuff or even given it to you. Why? Why not? I know what you need. You don't think he should know what you need? Listen, even if you didn't get it, I can always tell you I've been trying. He hasn't even tried. Hasn't tried. He's not gonna take you to arbitration, because he takes, the only contract that he ever signed on his own was the one when he was looking for favors from Bloomberg, when he rushed in there and took that contract to keep all the provisionals from being fired. What happened? They got fired anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Because the rule of thumb is DC 37 always goes first. The biggest union in the city. Why? Because your health and welfare fund runs through DC 37. If they're the largest unit, they take care of everybody's health and welfare. Whatever numbers they establish, everybody else will get. So that's why you wait for them to sign the contract. For your civilian. But if you're on your own, you can go whenever you want.
Question, like, once you get over, what will be the training like? Because a lot of us here are going to train properly for the position that we have. Would the union, leeba would
Oh yeah, that
for the
was,
training for us?
yes, that would come under, first thing we would want is to have college credits. You'll all be grandfathered in for college credits. More training, because the more qualifications and more requirements for a job, the more money you can get. Okay? Why you need jobs go to 30 credits and 60 college credits? Because once they get there, they can ask for more money. That means not anybody can come on this job. That's where you start making your money. Not everybody who just roll out of bed, come, I want to work for you. Okay, sign here. No, and I mean it. Why do you think NYPD went to it? Let me tell you something. For years, you don't need college credits to be a cop. You need common sense.
Sure do.
Okay? But they went to 60 college credits so they can establish their pay scale. That's what that's all about. Same thing we want to do here. Training. Yes, you need a lot of training. Who's to say that you ain't getting it now? He's just not maybe offering it to you. Let me tell you something. When you want a union, training comes from all over the country. The union can have it sometimes they don't want to pay for you to go to it. All the union have to call the city and say, listen, I have this training on child restraint, or if bomb threat in the school, and they teach Sunni police or school officers in all the other states on how to do a lockdown, whatever stuff. All the union have to say is to the city, I want to send you down for training. Get you down there, train you, get you certified, and you can train everybody else. Because the more certificates you have, the more training you have, the more money you can ask for. Again, these are the things that, when I was a trooper, one thing I will say about that. Any training you wanted, boom. When I was in the academy, I learned how to drive a bus. Somebody had to take me to cruise back and forth. But any opportunity, not DWI, but accident reconstructionists. We did so many accidents, they asked the troopers if you want to actually be a drug recognition expert. That's a program here I would put here immediately. Because drug recognition experts, you don't need to take blood or urine tests to prove somebody's on drugs. So that would benefit you. Yeah, one second. What I mean by that is, you wouldn't have to, you could literally walk up to somebody, and just by the way they acted, symptoms and everything else, you can have them arrested for being on drugs, especially being on school property, without violating their rights. That's what it's called. All right? I give you an example. If somebody's on narcotics, all right, they're in a down state, okay, their pupils are going to be like this, okay, constricted. All right? Even if you take them inside where it's dark. All right, just show you what pupils do. When you go into a dark, your pupils expand to let as much light in so you can see. Well, when you're on drugs, We won't do that. Okay? If you're on a stimulant, cocaine, speed, whatever, your eyes are gonna always stay open. So if you look at a guy's eyes and it's bright in here and his pupils are like this, he's on something. You know, but there's all kind of training that we can do to make your job better. Because the more, let me tell you, the more training you get, the more better it is for you. Even if you decide to leave this job, even when you retire. You may not want to do this your whole life, so after 25 years, say, listen, look at all the stuff I got. I go, look what cops do. Security jobs, management, you know, they go all these places because all the training they received as an officer. Accredited school, like the gentleman was saying here, yes, we would like for you to start getting credits that would appease that. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to my benefit guys. One, Drew Brown is annuity, and the gentleman here takes care of prescription. We'll talk about the drug plan. So I'll let Drew do it for a few minutes.
Just to talk to you for a couple of minutes about the drug plan. I see a ranger's hat there, but city college that. The drug plan is a robust plan. You can go to one of any of the major pharmacies. I only listed a few on this sheet, and I didn't bring enough sheets, but I have some cards. You're welcome to email me. Here's a list of all the drugs that are covered. This is what they call a formulary. We actually mirror a company called Independent Health, what they give their own employees. So we cover all the drugs that they provide coverage for their own employees. It's online. URL is right here. I think Kenny's putting packages together, so everybody will have access to see the drugs. I got a call from Peter yesterday. You should know, a lady was taking a drug called Humira. He was asking me what the copay was on it. I guess she was paying about $150 a month. $20 copay with us. It does require pre-authorization, and you have to get it from a special pharmacy through us, but it's a $20 copay, not $150. So, I mean, is that the way it's going to work in every instance? Probably not. However, when you go to the drugstore, whether it's Costco or Sam's or Walmart, Wayne Reed, you name it, Rite Aid, Walgreens, you use your card anywhere you want, anywhere, any of the national chains and a lot of the independent chains, your responsibility is $10 copay for generics and certain over-the-counters. Again, all listed in this reference manual, which will be online, is online as well. You can do a mail order for a 90-day supply, so we'll send it right to your house. You will pay 3 copays. You pay $20 for any preferred brand drugs. So again, this list is pretty cool because it breaks it. You can look at the drugs in the back, and then you can find out what tier it's in. If you guys want me to look at any drugs that are specific, I'm happy to do it over there. And you pay a $40 copay for any tier 3 drugs, non-preferred drugs. Again, you can get mail order, it makes life real easy. There's no deductible on this plan, so $1 coverage. Once you're on the plan, you show your card, there's no deductible. And there's a $2,500 maximum per year. So what the responsibility of leeba is going to be above and beyond your copays, $2,500. So it's a robust plan. And we cover things such as contraceptives, diabetic drugs, equipment for diabetes, insulin, smoking cessation, substance abuse, addiction medications, certain vitamins, asthma treatment, which was a big thing because the nebulizers and the supplies with them can be expensive. It's a very robust plan. I'll leave some cards. There's some of these flyers around. If anybody has any specific questions, you can call me, you can email me. I don't claim to have all the answers. I sure know where to get them though. So if I can help, please reach out to me. If anybody has a specific question, I'll address it now, or it's going to be over here, but this is Drew. He handles a lot of the other benefits.
More people.
Oh, you know, one thing too, with the thing that's going around, just try to make your emails as clear as possible. We shoot out a lot of emails and we get them back sometimes. I know sometimes it's a 1 instead of an L, something like that, so just make sure it's as clear as you can get it. Guys, I know Kenny was talking a little bit about welfare funds, annuity funds. I just wanted to let you know one thing about unions. No union has money. No union creates its own money. Every union is broke, or should be. Let me explain to you why. And again, some of this one you guys went over with Kenny, but who can tell me how any union makes its money? How does a union make money? Dues. Dues. Through membership, but specifically dues, somebody said. What else? Welfare fund. 2 ways. Two ways, there's only two ways. Every union is absolutely penniless. Unions are penniless. The only ways unions take in any money at all are your dues, your money, and the welfare funds that are given to the union by your employer, in this case, the city of New York, gives your union money. You give your union money. Well, the union gets all this money. Now the union's not poor anymore. What's the union supposed to be doing with that money? The union is supposed to be, with the welfare fund for one, it's for your welfare. They're supposed to be taking this money and buying you guys benefit. Okay? They're supposed to be spending that money on you. In the case of you guys get the annuity fund as well. That money is supposed to be not only just purchased for you, but given to you. Your annuity fund is supposed to be given to you. All right? Your dues. There are certain things. Now, the union, of course, has to be there. Got to have an office, people got to get paid. I mean, let's face it, everybody's got to get paid. So the union people have to get paid too. So that's fine. A portion of it has to go to them. Money should be paid, some of your money should be paid to the attorney who's there to help you during disciplinary. Kenny mentioned progressive discipline. Just set that precedent up where you have disciplinary. So that's fine, that's your money. But one really important thing is the union is not supposed to be them and us. The union is supposed to be you. A union is a group of people associated for their own benefit, all right? So if your union is saying how rich they are and how wealthy they are, they're not rich at all. They're rich by taking your money. So if they're going to turn around and brag to you that they got all this money and they got a $500 million building in downtown Manhattan, they're taking your money and bragging to you about how much money they got. I just wanted to start with that one. Kenny went over a lot of it, so I don't want to sit here and go line by line over the benefits that we have. This paper does that for us, so you can look that over at your leisure, but just super quick. $50,000 life insurance policy. So every member of leeba, anybody dies, that family gets $50,000. $10,000 will not even buy you a casket today. All right? So, well, we have, and here's another one, and they went into it. So, the Aetna plan, as Kenny mentioned, it's a real insurance policy. It's a fully indemnified dental plan. You get a dental card that says Aetna on it. Every Aetna dentist accepts it. We have two different programs, as you see here, DMO and PPO. You can look at. Basically, what happens is the DMO has no limit on coverage. You can get dental. There's literally no limit on how much you can get. Fewer dentists. Fortunately, in this case, in the 5 boroughs, there's plenty of them. In fact, we wouldn't have even offered the PPO, except that we customize our plans to our members. DEP police run all the way upstate. So there aren't as many DMO doctors upstate. So we had to get them a program that had dentists in their area where they live. That's, again, you have to do what's right by all of your members, and we have members upstate. So that's what we needed to do. That's why the PPO plan is there. For you guys, that DMO plan, there's going to be one on every other corner, and you can get unlimited coverage. It's a fantastic, fantastic plan. Long-term disability. I think 237 tried to come back and say they tried to bash it in some way or another. The truth of the disability plan, it starts in 6 months. It's a custom plan, and it was designed, what happens though, in 6 months, it's not $250 a week. It becomes 60% of their salary, and if they're injured or ill, if they're seriously enough injured or ill, they get this benefit can potentially go for life. So the way NYPD gets an unlimited sick plan, our disability, well, it doesn't start for 6 months, and that's not going to be the same for you guys. It was right for DEP because of the amount of sick time that they accrued. And understand that. It's not the same plan. Disability specifically is definitely not going to be the same plan that you're going to get because it may not be appropriate for the amount of sick time that you accrue. All right? We got to adjust it now for DEP because they just got line of duty, thanks to the contract that Kenny just got. So we're going to change that a little bit too because we don't need on duty. But it's on duty, off duty, injury, illness, it doesn't matter. And in 6 months, their salary gets replaced. And if they're permanently injured, if they're in a wheelchair, if they're blinded, it turns into their pension. We'll pay them till the day they die if they live to be 105. All right? So, anybody that says, oh, it doesn't stop for 6 months. Yeah, but it'll pay them until they're 100. and that was right for them, it does not mean that it's the same for you guys. We will have to look at it. Aaron took a look at the prescription. You can see here the vision. What I want to go into you guys right now, the annuity fund. Like I said, there's two different sources that come in from the city. You have the welfare fund, which is to spend, that the union is to spend, they're tasked to spend on these other benefits. And then there's a separate line every one of you gets, incidentally, for your welfare fund, for these benefits. The city gives your union about $130 a month, $140 a month. I can't exactly what the dollar amount is. Every month for every one of you. So, if the union only spends 70 out of 140, they keep 70. Multiply that by 5,000, 8,000, 20,000, 237. They keep the difference. That's another way the union makes money, all right? So they're incented not to provide you with benefits. So they aren't in your corner. That's what's going to happen. Now, the second one is the annuity fund. Each of you receive from the city $87 every 28 days. I'm not sure if you realize that. When you hear about, oh, my annuity, you get that one statement, you don't know where it is, you don't know what it is. Every 28 days, 13 times a year, you get $87. That amounts to $1,131 a year. $1,131 a year for every one of you in this room that can hear me is getting that. Your union is getting it. What do you get? I mean, seriously, if that's $1,100 a year, if you're in there for 10 years, if you've been in this job for 10 years, even if they didn't get you a nickel in interest, you ought to have 11,000 bucks in there. If you've been there for 20 years, and if they didn't get you a nickel in interest, you should have $22,000 in there. Can anybody say that? I'll tell you what we have. This I want to go into this a little bit because Kenny mentioned that lawsuit. It's true. There's what's known as Directive 12. I got your email addresses here. I'm going to email each of you a copy of New York City Directive 12. Directive 12 is basically the laws that govern the way the unions are supposed to be monitoring your welfare funds and your annuity funds. Read it over. You'll be pretty surprised.
Real quick before you leave. There's one thing I wanted to bring up, your lawsuit. This $7,000 that you keep thrown in your face. Let me just put it like to you, and we've talked about it, okay? You got to find a basis on which he's found this lawsuit. He's found the basis that the women who work here at school safety are being paid less than any other woman special patrol officer in the city of New York, saying that you're being discriminated. Now let's go into the boundaries of what a lawsuit is all about. You still make the same amount of money as your male counterparts here. So there is no discrimination going on. Yes, you do make less money than all the other groups, but he's the one who said that. He's the one who signed that contract. And what he's trying to do now is, yeah, I'm signing it, but now I'm going to spend your money to file a lawsuit for something, and I'm going to be honest with you, what's the basis of this lawsuit? You know, because think about this. Say some judge decides to grant it. What about all the male officers that work here, who make the same money as you? See the Pandora's box there? Because there is no discrimination. If you're making the same amount of money as the person next to you at the same job, there's no discrimination. Because if that's the case, you can say, well, hey, a female officer for NYPD makes $76,000 a year. Why can't I make that? You can't. And that's what he's holding over you, and I'm telling you, he's holding it over you. But he's using your money. He's paying these law firms a massive amount of money for a lawsuit that what? You went downtown, the mayor didn't pay him no mind. The city's already blocked it. You know, these are the things, if it goes through, I would be glad to. But I'm just telling you, don't let them hold that over your head, because it's a legitimate lawsuit. Even if you come over to legal, the lawsuit will stay. Our lawyers will just take it over. It's no big deal. We would just change counsel. So don't let that persuade you not to leave. But that's just a lawsuit that, I don't know why he's filing it. What I would do is not sign a contract and say, my officers have paid less than everybody else. You know? And your question today, and we have it on film, which is great, how come he's never asked for this stuff? That's the question I ask myself every time I come and I talk to you guys. Every group.
They gave us the impression that things were taking place in steps. So A had to take place before B. But it seems like you're saying we can go in there and ask for all of these things, training, higher pay, based on that training, being grandfathered into a high, you can do that all at one time?
Yeah.
You feel-
DP got total allowance adjusted, they got 10% night differential adjusted, they got line of duty, they got longevity, they got increments in salary, they got special assignments, and they got pay within ranks. All of that, and this is the first contract. Imagine what we're gonna get in the next contract. What we're working on now still is they're retired. Trying to get them a 20, which is hard because the city doesn't give 20s out anymore. Usually 25, which is, you know, hey, it is what it is. You know, people live longer, we work longer, so that's fine. But these are the things, like I'm saying, then next contract, we're gonna push for more. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna be overnight, because if you go back to conventions, and I'm quite sure, I'm 50 years old, so when I was younger, no one wanted to be a CEO. But all of a sudden, we got one contract, we get the next contract, then all of a sudden, they make the same amount of money in NYPD. But it takes time, okay? But you gotta go, but the first step in doing all of this, you gotta want it. And he doesn't seem to want it because he's not fighting for it. And it will, yes, I can guarantee you for DHS, as soon as you, if you'll vote yes, we're gonna tell the city we don't accept this 8-year contract. We'll accept the 8-year contract, but we want different things. And if the mayor says no, then we go to arbitration, and we let arbitrate. We decide. Huh?
We have a friendly mayor.
Yeah, you have a friendly mayor. Who knows?
So, with a friendly mayor, there's no reason for him not to ask for those things.
Put it this way, 2 things he can do. He can stop the floodgate, or he can stall the floodgate. Because let me tell you what's gonna happen. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. I take DHS out, take you guys out, and I get you what I said, which I know I want. Don't you think every other special patrol in the city's gonna be wanted? The city's gonna be in chaos. So you would be setting the groundwork too. So they might say, you know what, we're gonna make you earn it. You know, like every other group, make you earn it. Give it to you, but make you earn it, you know? And like you said with the annuity fund, you know, check on it, you know, Sergeant.
How much will this cost us as union dues?
Nothing, your union dues will stay the same. I promise that, we'll never raise your dues. Usually a union, this is how union dues work. 2.5% of your salary. And the reason why they put it at 2.5% of your salary is because if I get you a big raise, your dues go up. NYPD pays $120 a month because they make $76,000 a year. Do the math. People who make more pay more. That's how it works. I'm not gonna raise your dues. I don't need to. Your dues are fine. If 4 years, 5 years later, you got the contract you want, and then your dues go up, you're not gonna complain. You're like, hey, what else you getting them for? And I'm gonna always keep wanting to get things for you. Make this job the best job it can be. Make it your career. Don't make it a job. You know, you should come on here and say, I like this, and I want to do this until I retire. And that's what we want to do. And again, I have pampered myself. The money that your president has at his disposal, and he's never done nothing, I don't understand. Let me tell you something. When we went to arbitration, small union, okay, we had to take on Proscow Road. #1 labor attorneys in the city of New York. They probably charge, I'm serious, $1,000 an hour. When you go to arbitration with the city, you don't arbitrate with the city. They go out and they find the best labor arbitrators they can find. That's who represents the city of New York. They don't even represent themselves in arbitration. So now we're sitting here with these arbitrators. I mean, this law firm, Proscow Road, look it up. I mean, like I said, top in the New York City. Okay? And we beat them. Just put the facts on the table. It's all about the facts. And the city knows this, but again, the city's not going to pay you out of kindness of their heart. If the union ain't going to ask for it, I'm not going to give it to you. And you're right. Who knows what the mayor might say if I sit down and say, hey, these guys are underpaid. We need to make more money. This is what they do. You know, if I go to arbitration, I'm going to win anyway. Maybe I'll take them to PERB. Like NYPD ran off the PERB. Okay? Now, when they ran off the PERB, it was a win and a loss because they won that 1.5% more. But everybody's realizing now what's changed with NYPD. Now they got a 22-year retirement. That's what they have to give back. It's always about negotiation. But if we go to an impasse arbitration and you win, you don't give nothing back. And that's what we want. Because you shouldn't have to pay for your clothing allowance to be increased. You already got uniform status, which is great. but you're not uniform services. And they'll tell you that. You could call up and say, and I said, am I uniform services? They can tell you, no, you have uniform status, which means you can sit at the table and now you can literally ask for stuff. Before you couldn't.
What's the difference between uniform status and service status?
Uniform service means you automatically get everything that NYPD gets, fire department gets. If you look at the contracts, they're all the same. Every raise, same amount of raise, no matter how they put it. Every rank is the same, even though they call different things. Like, you know, fire department don't have captain, I mean, they don't have first deputies, all that stuff. Or corrections, they have different wardens and stuff like that. But their salary is all the same. That's how it's based on. That's uniform services. And to get into uniform services is that DEP will be the next one in DEP service, into uniform services. We have the uniform pattern, okay? And I don't really care about uniform services, to tell you the truth. Or, you know, you can call me Mickey Mouse as long as you give me what they get. Honestly. I'm not gonna spend $20 million so you can say I'm uniform service, I don't need to be. Okay? Because the sheriff's office gets the same raises as uniform services, but they're not uniform services. Okay? So you don't need to be, quote, uniform services, you just need to get into the pattern. So that whenever a contract comes out, whether it's 444, you get the 444 instead of civilian 222 or 333. That's what's most important because that keeps your salary going up. All right, because if you fall into the 222, they get 444, they make more money, you make less because your raise is less money. Not as, like again, this contract that just went out, 10.5% if you're making money, that's a good raise. That means over the length of this contract by 2018, teachers will be making 10% more. So if they're making $100,000, they'll be making $110,000. You make $31,000 or $36,000, they ain't going far. Your first 3%, 3 years, 3%, that's $2,100 based on $31,000. After taxes, like you said, they ain't nothing. So of course you're gonna say, this sucks. And you didn't get nothing else? I mean, I can see if you took the 1-1, but you know, hey, they gave me clothing allowance. I got line of duty, I got longevity. Longevity on top of your salary. Just imagine putting $5 grand on top of that and then taking a 3% raise. See how it affects your salary? It bumps it up faster and higher.
What about having us be able to, let's say, ride the subway or buses?
All that. I would do that. DP rides the trains free, they got their pass. And I had to ask for that. I can tell you that. They got their Long Island Railroad one, and now they're waiting for the MTA one. But you gotta ask for it. Only NYPD has it. You know, I already wrote my nasty letters about that because the city was like, well, you can't have it. Oh, so the only cops that you recognize is NYPD? I said, the cops work in the city. Well, tell us where they work in the city. Every water treatment plant in the city, DEP goes to. So what are you talking about? But you gotta fight for it. No one's going, listen, that's that would be 5,000 passes the MTA would have to give out. They're not gonna give it out, you gotta make them give it. You know, call the politicians. Call them, hey, what are you doing? The cops can have it, but we can't? Why are they so special that they get to, you know, but they want the cops to make an arrest. That's the one thing, you know. But basically, they're gonna make an arrest anyway. They have to anyway. Just because you give them a free pass. But these are the things, and that's a good thing that you put. But just like you're here talking to me, when you're in our union, any wild ideas you got that you want something, we'll go ask for it. Like DP now, we're pushing a 12-hour tour. We'll see if it'll work. If it don't work, 4 on, 4 off, 3 on, 3 off. Try it. It may work. Some guys like it, some guys don't. But at least these are things they can come to me as a union that we can say, you know what, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll try that. Whatever you want to do. I mean, there's always you can make a contract. I'll give you an example. Detectives, if you don't know about detectives, and the government. Sometimes they give, like with the lieutenants did, they gave 1 day back of work. And that money for that 1 day was about 3% raise. And they added it right into their salary. Which is better for them because now if they work any other overtime, they get more money on it. There's all kind of ways you can play with a contract to make people get more money. Things in your contract you may not want. You may say, Kenny, we got 5 bereavement days, you know, bargain one more day. How much more money that gives us? There's all kinds of things you can play if you negotiate your own contract. But when you're relying on somebody else, you can't do that. You can't do that. Any other questions?
So basically, when we come over, we stuck with this contract, or you could take us out?
No. You would be stuck with this contract, but the first thing we would do before your next contract comes is start working on the agency, getting your title changed through GCAS. That's the first things we would start doing. We would do working with your agency on certain things that can be changed right away. Too bad we can't go back into the contract, but we can start asking for
But you can do it for DHS?
because they're in the middle of election now, and the contract hasn't been signed yet. That's what OCB doesn't want. OCB granted that to them. That's only because whenever there's a petition of representation,
Right.
you're not affected by that contract. Same thing that happened with DP. When we took DP out, they got the next contract, they didn't have to take
Oh,
it.
because they had the election.
Right, and they're in the middle of election right now. That's what saves you guys. Now, if you vote no for leeba and you stay with 237, that'll be a new contract. And you won't be able to do anything until 2018. But for you guys, what we'll start doing is a lot of cleanup that has to be done within your own agency. There's things that the union can do leading up to that right now. Like we're gonna already tell the mayor we're not going back to the table, we're on arbitration, you know, and we'll start fighting for a lot of things. You know, and that's what we'll do. And believe me, you'll want that. The transition period, you get better benefits.
So we gotta eat until 2018.
If we stay at 237.
No, I'm
No,
talking
for
about.
them, for them. You have a choice now. You have a choice. You have a choice. Everybody be trained as delegates. There'll be no more shop stewards. I mean, there will be no more shop stewards. There will be no more business agents. Every location will have a delegate. You'll be trained by our attorneys on how to deal with things because you're the first line of defense. We need you. Something go wrong, you got to be able to, you know, even if to tell a guy, shut your mouth until somebody gets there.
I was a union delegate for 1199 back in the 70s. I was Leon Davis.
Okay.
I was a conference delegate.
That's good. So you know what they're supposed to do, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I trained to go to arbitration.
What we'll do is we'll train, our attorneys will train all of you, because that's why our attorneys are always present at hearings, because they know what's right and they know what's wrong. And I don't care how much money you make. If you get fired, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You can make $100,000 a year, and you come in and they go, hey, you know what, we don't need you no more. Get out of here. You know, DP was the same way when we got it in. You crashed the car, all right, 30 days. And they will call you and you're lucky you have a job. I know you're here all the time. You call you and they don't even call you back. I mean, you know what, it's just respect. To me, that's respect. Whether you don't like me or not, respect me. If I call you, call me back. You know, and I do that for everybody here. Like I said, if I have to take 5,000 phone calls, then so be it. I won't get back to you that day, but I'll get back to you. And no question is a dumb question. Let me tell you something. We all know, we all have smartphones. Any email and any message you want comes right to me. So I can't say I didn't get it. And you know, and that shouldn't be that way. Because I was mad at my union for doing that. I kept calling my president, kept calling, he would never call me back. So I got in my true car, drove to Albany, walked right through the building. Oh, you can't go? Yes, I can. Walked right into his office and told him, now you're going to see me. I pay my damn dues, you're going to see me. You're not going to blow me off like that. That's not right. You know? So I hope that y'all get your fellow officers, give yourselves the opportunity. I don't care if you vote for leeba or not, but let him know that you know what, you're not going to treat us this way and get away with it. Because if you force an election, he's already scared. Let me tell you something. The first time, you see what he's doing.
Yeah.
When y'all come out, and the auditors come in and look at your annuity fund and your welfare fund, trust me, that's the last thing he wants. Okay? Plus he's going to lose his members. They already lost members. I don't know if you noticed, out on the island. He already had 2 groups decertified out there. You don't know about it.
I know about it.
Yeah, but see, he's losing steam. People are leaving because they've had enough. You know, he's kept you down too long. He had fun with you. Like I said, $33 million a year. He's been playing with, you know, bulletproof car he has, delegates meetings in Vegas. I can keep going on and on. This luxury building that everybody was talking about, oh, leave, we don't have an office here. And I would tell people, what's that building done for you? He has mahogany desks and everything. Y'all don't hang out there. They don't use that for you. I have a lot of ideas for you. Daycare centers, right here within your own schools. There's room in the schools to have that. Talk to the city. Listen, like we're gonna do the same thing with CUNY. If you're a student and you come in, they have daycare facilities for your kids. Well, how come you're not offering it to the officers? You do it for the students, you can't do it for the officers? You're fucking great. Same thing here. You're in school. You take a room. You get a 6, 8, or 10 school radius where these 10 schools, if you're a school safety officer at that school, that's where you drop the kid off at this school. It can be done. Trust me. With the money he's bringing in, it could have been done. He could have opened up his own damn daycare center. Honestly.
Yeah, something like that would actually be good for with DHS. If there's a nearby school and they can have their kids go there.
Everybody.
We have a lot of females that have, or parents that have childcare.
Yeah, listen, and this is what I'm talking about. He has so much money to do so many things. I mean, me and Drew's like, man, you're in school. What better place than to have a classroom or a daycare center set up? It don't cost that much. It really don't. You open up a daycare center, what, you run it, you get 2 teachers, paying $50,000 each, and they're there. Monday through Friday, they take care of your kids. They can't do it. He doesn't want to do it. There's a lot of things that can be done for you. But you know what, he has to want to do it.
As far as processing of arrests and everything like that, logging onto the system, like with us DHS, we have a hard time.
Well, I want to change that. I'll tell you why. I'm tired of NYPD taking the credit for the work that you do. No, but,
Only 61.
yeah, but we're tired of NYPD taking credit
for
for what you do. They show all these arrests, oh, look at it, no, DHS. Listen, every day for the task force for DHS, NYPD comes in, 21, so they want to take it on. Don't handle this for us. They're not getting paid. This is NYPD, those are your warrants. You go handle it. But they make DHS do it. You guys make arrests, NYPD comes in, they take the collar. They get promoted off of this. The stats at the end of the year help them, they don't help you. Come on, sometimes you gotta sit there for hours because you don't have somebody to log in for you. Yeah. Same thing for TLC. You're getting hurt for what NYPD does? Come on. You know what, you have to have your own identity. And Greg hasn't never established any identity for any of you. And let me tell you something, I know how to fight, trust me. You gotta tell me what's wrong in these schools? I have newspapers, news cameras, everybody outside. And when they get tired, or the board of ed get tired of their dirt being, oh, I can't send my kids to school. You know what's going on in that school? It's gonna hurt the board of ed. You get them to do what you want to do. There's ways of fighting back. I did with DP. The water's not safe, I can tell you that right now. I've already been through that, but it's not. I fight all the time with them, and they hate it. They actually sent me a confidential agreement in an envelope. I had to sign it, which means I couldn't talk anything bad about the job. Like you can't either. So I ripped it up in little pieces and mailed it back to them. Because what I would do is I would never jeopardize none of y'all. Bring me facts. You got reports. You got, like something happens in school and they hide it. How many times did something happen in school?
A lot.
All right, well, send it to the union, and I'll be in front of the camera. Did you know this happened today at so school? I don't care. They can't do nothing to me. They'll stop. Then what do you want, Katie? Shut up. Well, we need this and we need that. Seriously. I mean, it's, you know, it doesn't matter. But that's the truth. And DP knows that. We rally out in front of City Hall. Department of Labor Relations called me in to try and stop. You can't do that. We can have you arrested for talking about things on the job. It says, as long as they're true, you can't do nothing to me. And we had the rally down at City Hall. There's 5,000 in you. Man, I can have a better rally than I did with DP. But that's what I'm talking about. You start talking about that the schools are not safe, the classes are dirty, the asbestos is in every facility in DHS. We can't use
Even
it.
in the schools.
OSHA, you start bringing the heat down? Come on. He's not bringing the heat down. The school, they do whatever they want to you. You gotta fight back.
They don't.
You gotta let them know. That's the biggest tool, media. He'll tell you, go through media, please. Y'all don't have the hat bill. That's for infectious diseases, especially DHS. I understand that. You too. You have families at home. Every time you come into work, you got a snotty nosed kid,
No, they spit
germs
on.
everywhere, and you gotta go home to you gotta bring that home to your family.
Nah, they spit on you.
Oh yeah. Oh well, Health and Hospital.
Yeah.
AIDS patients come in there and spit them all the time.
Oh hell no.
That's a felony. The job ain't, but see, the union's not prosecuting.
Yeah,
We have one patient now in the hospital.
Should
One
harass me.
officer. Lady spit in his face, and he's taking antiviral medicine. The union didn't come in and say, have that girl arrested for felony, and then we want him paid for the time off. They didn't do that. Local 237 didn't do that. They don't even know what happened. They don't care. They don't care. You need a standard operating procedure. That's another thing too. You need an SOP. Everything needs to be done the same way everywhere. All right? I was a state trooper no matter where I went in the state, anywhere, any state trooper barracks I went into, everything was run the same way. That's how they trained you, that's how it was run. You need that here. A little bit of different flavor if you have a captain, a lieutenant, a sergeant, may have their own personality, whatever. But for the main part, everything you do at one school, you do at another. Whatever you do at one location, you will do at the other. No ifs, no ands, no buts. That's just standard operating procedure. That's what police need to be uniform. Military, you have to be paramilitary. If you're not, you have chaos. And that's why you have chaos now. Y'all go to different schools. I heard one horror story here. You had a scanner. They give extra money for being a scanner, right?
But they take it away. They take it away
She
after you
went to
finish.
school. She was at school for 8 months. She made her money. They transferred to a school. They didn't do it. They took her money back.
$25.
They took it back. How do you take something you already earned? Again, the union don't care. All right, Health and Hospital, please.
16, 15.
Seriously, even though we don't represent them right now, we did help them. All the people wasn't getting paid for overtime. Okay? They're working 2-3 days a week. Nobody getting overtime. They call the union. Oh, that's fucked up. We'll get on to it. Another paycheck come, no money.
I'll show you my stuff right now.
You know what? They'll pay you when they get to it. So they called us. Took one word. He went here. He went in there. He brought one piece of paper with him. Walked up to the director. He said, "See this paper? Every member's gonna sign it if you don't have the overtime in the next check." Every member had their overtime in the check the next week. He went out personally, told them, "If you don't get your money, you come see me. We will write you a personal check." Okay? That letter. Let me tell you what that letter was.